Hello friends! The world of science and mystery is much more interesting than the myopic world of the deceptive matrix of narrow-mindedness in which we live. And above all, less stressful than politics. Today I am staying from political news because I see everything as very confusing and contradictory. Opinion article. The oldest pyramid is in Antarctica. It has 4 step sides just like the Great Pyramid. Elon Musk prepare for the first extraterrestrial government on Mars. First Orion spacecraft ready to travel to the Moon and Mars. The mole of Mars dies after 2 years on the red planet. Mysterious bright pulses discovered in the atmosphere of Mars. Thousands of people feel that they do not belong to this planet. Scientists warned that a mini ice age has begun. Turkey is opening the way to the end of the time prophecy. Cardinal Iñiguez censured for speaking of the mark of the beast. 9 bishops and major financiers die in 1 week. French bank heir Benjamin de Rothschild dies. Billionaire Donald Tober throws himself off a balcony. German to lock up the deniers in detention camps. Let's start. Excuse me. The oldest pyramids on Earth are hidden under the deep cold snow of Antarctica, according to a History Channel documentary. Ancient alien theorists believed that certain secret pyramids are hidden about the world, and they believe that some may be hidden in the Antarctica. They point to a pyramid structure near to Shackleton mountain range on the frozen continent. The pyramid in question, when seen on satellite images, appears to have 4 steps side very similar to the Great Pyramid of Cheops in Giza. The documentary explores the possibility that such pyramids were left behind by ancient star visitors. The author of this theory, David Childress, said there is a clear possibility that the pyramid at Shackleton is the oldest of its kind on Earth. He said, if this giant pyramid in the Antarctica is an artificial structure, it would probably be the oldest pyramid on the planet. In fact, it could be the master pyramid that all other pyramids on planet Earth were designed to look like. Close quote, What are they? The pyramids of Antarctica, which resemble the Egyptian ones, have been occupying the minds of many internet users and some researchers for years. So, some considered that they are evidence of the existence of ancient civilizations, while others speculate that they are the work of beings from other worlds. The news about the pyramids in Antarctica, which were created in an artificial way, was spread on the internet in 2013. The main evidence was some intriguing images, which were accompanied by a small explanatory text. At that time, it was spread that the discovery was the work of several researchers from 8 universities in the US and Europe, and it was explained that they planned to send an expedition to carry out a detailed study of the objects. The video shows the logo of the Alien Disclosure Group, a scientific collective from the United Kingdom specialized in the disclosure of secret documents about UFOs and supposedly extraterrestrial technology. These pyramids are 2 views of a mountain in the Bison Massif, the highest of Antarctica. Secret of the submerged pyramids in Cuba. At the beginning of 2001, in Cuba, sonar images were documented for the first time, interpreted as symmetrical and geometrical stone structures that resemble an urban complex covering an area of 2 kilometers at the depth of 600 or 750 meters. The search was announced by Pauline Zalitki, a naval engineer, and her husband, Paul Wentweg, owners of a Canadian company called Advanced Digital Communications, which was working on an exploration and study project in collaboration with the Cuban government. Space law. Elon Musk prepares the first extraterrestrial government of Mars with space law. The space industry will get underway in 2021 with a trio of trips to Mars and mission to the Moon by 3 different agencies and even an asteroid interception. Some of these missions are interpreted as just the precursors of the establishment of permanent managed settlements on strange worlds like Mars and the Moon. And with a community expected to settle on worlds like Mars within our lifetimes, discussions are already taking place about exactly how these explorers should be governed. SpaceX director Elon Musk is among those already planning a science fiction future and has recently been interpreted as laying the groundwork for alien laws. The user agreement of SpaceX Starlink states, in quotes, "For services provided on Mars or in transit to Mars through a colonization spacecraft, the parties recognize Mars as a free planet and that no Earth government has authority and sovereignty over Martian activities. Accordingly, disputes shall be resolved by principles of self-government established in good faith at the time of the Martian Agreement." Space news. Mars digger mole dies after 2 years on the red planet. Scientists in Germany spent 2 years trying to get their heat probe, David the Mole, to drill into the Martian crust, but NASA declared the Mars mole dead after it couldn't dig deep into the red planet to take its temperature. Scientists in Germany spent 2 years trying to get their heat probe to pierce the Martian crust, but the 40-centimeter long device that is part of the NASA InSight lander couldn't get enough friction in the red soil. It was supposed to penetrate 5 meters into Mars, but it only pierced half a meter. Mysterious bright pulses in the atmosphere of Mars. NASA space probe Maven discovered areas that light up during the night. The flashes of light can only be seen with ultraviolet technology, which means that a human being would not be able to see them with the naked eye, but they only occur during the night. NASA scientists were surprised to see the flashes, which occur 3 times every night, but only in the spring and fall months. First Orion spacecraft ready to travel to the Moon. Lockheed Martin has completed assembly and testing of the Orion Artemis 1 spacecraft and transferred it to NASA for final testing of its mission to the Moon later this year. Orion is NASA's new human-rated exploration class spacecraft that is supposed to take astronauts into deep space, including the Moon and Mars, Lockheed Martin is NASA prime contractor and built the crew module, the crew module adapter, and the launch abort system. The European Space Agency provides the European Service Module for Orion. American robotics to fly automatic drones. The Federal Aviation Administration has granted permission to Massachusetts-based American Robotics Inc. to operate automatic unmanned vehicles. The decision limits operation to areas with low air traffic and daytime visibility and requires the drone do not exceed an altitude of 400 feet. Detected irregular flares in a distant galaxy that would be the consequence of a star devoured little by little a black hole. The event, located 570 million light years from Earth, repeats itself every 140 days and releases a mass of gas 3 times larger than that of Jupiter. The regular flashes into the center of the galaxy ESO 253 G0003 are the result of the orbit of a star around a supermassive black hole, suggest a team of scientists. Prophecies. Take is unwittingly making its way into the end-time prophecy, says one expert. The biblical prophecy about the Euphrates River drying up before the second coming of Christ at the end of the world may be unwittingly unfolding in Turkey, says one scriptural expert. The Bible highlights a series of events that would unfold before, during, and after the second coming. According to Christian tradition, the Messiah would return in the last days to establish a 1,000-year kingdom on earth and take his seat of power in Jerusalem. However, before this happens, the Bible warns that Antichrist would first arise to deceive mankind and usurp power. Cardinal Iñiguez censured for speaking of the mark of the beast. Facebook has censored a video of Cardinal Juan Sandoval Iñiguez from Jalisco for speaking of the Christian prophecy of recent time about the mark of the beast and the alleged interest behind the health emergency to impose a new order without Christ on earth. He refers to a supposed group of people, very small, who are trying to reach what is called the new international order, and he explains it in quotes. That is a single world government with a single army, with a single currency, with a single economy, and also with a single religion, which will certainly not be Christian. It will be the religion of man, of humanity, of universal brotherhood. Democrats claim censorship if necessary. Democrats are encouraging censorship as a means of eradicating so-called fascism, even though it actually serves corporate interests that continue to exacerbate social and economic problems. Senate asks technology companies to explain account and content removal. The outgoing Republican chairman of the Senate Commerce Committee asked the CEOs of 5 major technology companies to answer detailed questions about decisions to restrict or permanently ban user accounts. Germany will put the deniers in detention camps. Germany is prepared to put descendants of the bag who repeatedly do not follow the rules in what is described as a detention camp located in Dresden. Any resemblance to the Nazis is purely coincidental. In an attempt to increase compliance, violators are told that if they receive a warning and then a fine, a court will decide whether they should be punished with time in the camp. Earlier this month, a legislator in New York also introduced a bill that would give the government the power to detain alleged disease carriers in quarantine facilities. Bizarre news. A strange feeling of not belonging to this planet. Do you have the feeling that you are not part of the Earth? Do you not feel identified with anything or anyone on this planet? Have you ever thought that your true origins might be somewhere outside the solar system? Then, if this is your case, don't worry, you are not crazy. Thousands of people all over the world have the same feeling. They have no connection with this planet. Experts in the subject assure that the spirits that incarnate on Earth come from other advanced planetary civilizations that are more developed on a spiritual level. Being older, more balanced and attuned souls, they find the folly of this earthly illusion somewhat stressful and disconcerting. They feel as if the Earth were not their true home. The reality is that their home world could be highly civilized, with a population that operates in unity and harmony, with very good social behaviors and a socio-economic balance. 3:33 a.m., the hour of that time. Over the years, there have been frequent reports of a variety of unusual phenomena occurring between 3 and 4 p.m. a.m. Especially accentuated at 3:33 a.m. Many people claim that at certain times of the night they wake up for no logical reason, claiming to experience mysterious phenomena such as the associated sleep paralysis within that time frame. Vampires in the UK. Dr. Emil Williams, professor of psychology at Glenry University in Wrexham, said that UK is home for a secret subculture of 15,000 vampires. He said that real vampires are a worldwide phenomenon and are detailed in a series of books and research papers. Glacial warming. The sudden stratospheric warming that has occurred this winter could conceal a new ice age. A study published in the scientific journal Nature revealed that the gradually melting icebergs in Antarctica could be the trigger that plunges the Earth into a new ice age. They discovered that melting icebergs gradually move fresh water from the south to the Atlantic Ocean as they melt further from Antarctica, causing a change in the ocean circulation and plunging the planet into a cold period, triggering an ice age. Strange deaths. In the past week, 9 Catholic bishops around the world died after testing positive. Between January 8th and January 15th, bishops from 3 continents died as a result of the bug. The deceased bishops were between 53 and 91 years old. 5 of the bishops died in Europe. 9 bishops for the same disease seems too many to be a coincidence. French bank heir Benjamin de Rothschild dies. Benjamin de Rothschild died at the age of 57 from a heart attack. They oversaw the banking empire started by his father in 1953. The Edmond de Rothschild Group, the company he chaired, reported that Frenchman de Rothschild died after a heart attack on Friday afternoon at his home in Pregny, Switzerland. He is survived by his wife, Ariane de Rothschild, and their 4 adult daughters. Today, The Edmond de Rothschild Group says it manages assets valued in $190 billion. Forbes magazine estimates the Rothschilds' wealth as $1.5 billion. He was a descendant of the Rothschild family, which for nearly 300 years has managed European banks. Billionaire Donald Tober throws himself off a balcony. A wealthy 89-year-old artificial sweetener magnate has committed suicide by jumping from his Park Avenue apartment building. Donald Tober, CEO and co-owner of the 1,400 employee New York-based sugar foods company, jumped to his death after 5 a.m. Friday morning and was found in the county yard of the luxurious Upper East Side building between 65th and 66th Streets, sources said. He was fighting Parkinson's disease. But as if this wasn't enough, the Australian businessman and manager of the legendary bank INXS, Christopher Mark, also died at the age of 66, allegedly from lymphoma. Economy. Bill Gates became largest farmland owner in US. Most farms are owned by investment firm Cascade Investments. Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates became the largest private farmland owner in the US, the Land Report reported. Saudi Arabian Crown Prince addresses World Economic Forum from a computer in a desert. Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman participated in a World Economic Forum meeting Thursday online and addressed world business and political leaders from a desert. Wall Street closed in the red for a week without optimistic signs. Wall Street closed in the red this Friday, and its main indicator, the Dow Jones of the Industrials, fell by 0.57% after the supposedly elected president announced his stimulus plan and the big banks presented bad results from the whole of 2020. National Rifle Association files for bankruptcy. The National Rifle Association filed for bankruptcy on Friday, a sudden development that could help the gun rights group escape a lawsuit from the New York Attorney General seeking its dissolution. Xiaomi shares plummet. Shares of Chinese smartphone maker Xiaomi fell sharply on Friday after the Defense Department added to its blacklist for its alleged relationship with the Asian country's military. Its value lost 10.6% at the opening of the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. The price of electricity in Spain has risen by 75% in the first fortnight of the year in the Spanish wholesale market, in the midst of a perfect storm triggered by the storm, lower contribution of renewable energy, gas prices and CO2 in Maximus, a lower supply. Since the beginning of the year, the price of electricity has averaged 72 euros per megawatt hour, but on some days it has broken records in the wholesale market. Andalusia banks travel between provinces and meetings of more than 4 people. The Andalusian government has agreed this Friday on new measures to limit the movement of citizens following the the restrictions approved a week ago and will do so by banning travel between provinces, bringing forward the commercial and hotel closures to 18 hours, and meetings of up to 4 people. Now we find out that the pack has a working schedule. Thousands of people apply to be janitors of a remote Irish island. For the second year in a row, owners of a coffee shop and 4 rental cabins on Great Blasket Island are looking for an intrepid duo to take over the janitor service during the April 1st to October 1st tourist season. And that is all for today. Thanks a lot, friends.